Okay, just a little bit of noteworthy stuff for playing around the base when a ball is put in play. Let's talk about first base, getting force outs at first. We'll talk about second base, force outs and tag outs, third base, force outs and tag outs. So I'll keep it real brief, keep it real simple. As a first baseman, whether you're a lefty or a righty, doesn't really matter. You want to see the ball hit to an infield position other than yourself, and then you want to focus on getting to the base. So a lot of kids have a tendency to see the ball hit, and they're watching the play happen, and they don't know where the base is, and then everything is in a bit of a rush, a bit of a scurry to try to figure it out. So encourage your kids that on a ball batted to somebody other than them, eyes on the bag, find the bag. For a right-handed player, might be a good idea to find it with your left and then really quickly switch to your right. Ground ball to third baseman. You want to have your player on the base, never beside the base. Kids want to step beside the base and feel that that's right because it's going to help them stretch further. But the second you stretch out far enough and you're really trying to get that out and you come out here, foot drags off the base, runner's safe. So anything to third to short, encourage your right-handed first baseman to have their heel on the bag, on the side of the bag that's most facing to the field. We don't want to be back here. We definitely don't want to be in here. So we're heel on the bag to the third baseman, heel on the bag to the shortstop, and the second the ground ball gets beyond the second baseline, we're going to switch to toe on the bag because that's what's going to give us the best chance to reach and stretch. And here, shortstop and third base, it's heel on the bag. Okay, a little bit different for a lefty. A lot of reasons why it's better to be a lefty at first base, but one of the main ones are on that ground ball hit, not to me. My focus on the base, I simply go left foot on the base, and I don't have to make that switch move. Okay, it's a tough move to make, and you don't have to worry so much about your kids doing that. The most important thing is to encourage them to not watch the ground ball and the play develop, and then all of a sudden have to try to figure it out. So it's a matter of seeing the ball hit, get to the bag. For a lefty on a ground ball to third or short, we're toe on, heel off. Okay? The second it turns around and gets beyond the second baseline, now we're switching from toe on to heel on. Okay? Stretch and catch. The big thing that a lot of kids have a hard time at first base is they see that ball thrown and they see the path of the baseball and they stretch, and then all of a sudden they see the ball's off line here or offline over there and they can't make the move. They pull off the bag, the ball gets thrown wild. Encourage them to get to the base, wait as long as they can. They're supposed to stretch and catch at the same time. Okay, ball should make contact with the glove as that lead foot hits the ground. They get to the base, ground ball to third. I'm going toe on. Wait. The path of the throw is here, so I'm stretch and catch right here. Ground ball to second base. Get to the base. This time I'm going heel on because it's beyond the baseline. Throw comes to me. It's a little bit into the outfield side. Stretch and catch at the same time. Okay? Different from a lefty to a righty. Let's hustle over to second base, and we'll talk about a little bit of play around second base. We got a runner on first, and we got a ground ball to second or first. Let's get our right-handed shortstop on any ball that is to the outfield side of the infield. We're going to get over here, and we're going to be toe on. Just like at first base, we're going to stretch and catch, okay? If our first baseman or our second baseman needs to come inside the line, it's not going to be right foot and outside. It's going to be left foot and inside, toe on, okay? We don't want to be in this position. We want to be in this position so we're big, giving a nice big target. We want to be in this position so we're nice big target, okay? Stretching out to make the play. Second baseman coming over to cover the bag. Pretty simple. It's going to be a ground ball to short or a ground ball to third. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this big league, and we're not going to talk big league stuff. We're talking about getting the first out. So let's go right foot on the base, heel on the bag. If it's to third, we're stretching out to here. If it's to short, we're back on the corner and we're stretching out to here. Are we then going to be able to turn around and make a double play? Possibly, but let's focus on that lead runner. If we're talking a tag play, if it's a steal, and our second baseman is coming across, a lot of kids want to do the big league thing and straddle the bag. You straddle the bag, you're kind of counting on your catcher to make a perfect toss. So let's not straddle the bag. Let's get in front of the bag. Left foot hugging that inside corner of the base so we can be out here, out of the way of the path of runner to make a catch and a tag. If we're shortstop, we're coming in a similar way. We're getting to here to get to that front corner of the base to make a catch and a tag. Okay? We don't want to sweep. We don't want to catch and hold it here. We're thinking more of like a V tag, down and out. So we're here, catch, down, out. Second baseman on a steal, coming up to here, down, out. Okay, it's a similar move to how the first baseman has to make a play on a ground ball in terms of focusing on the base. If I'm the shortstop and I'm here and I see it's a steal, look at the base, get yourself to the spot, and when you know you're there, look up and find the baseball. What about a ball hit down the line? What about a ball hit in the gap? Let's get our right foot onto this side of the base. Here, V-tag. Maybe we got to open up a little bit more. Here, V-tag. What about a ball hit into this corner? It's going to be a little bit tougher, and a lot of these kids are going to want to straddle this way. You're going to get spiked or slid into. So from here, we're probably going to want to come back to this side of the bag and come across and V-tag over here, which is a lot more challenging. We don't want to be straddled because then we're counting on that perfect throw. If we're here and the throw comes to this side, we can be here. But if we notice that the throw is coming a little bit to this side, we're going to have to switch our feet around and tag through that way. Very, very tough plays. This is definitely a situation where the kids are going to have to be a little bit creative. And don't be so hell-bent on making them have to do it one way or another, because when you watch big leaguers make these kinds of plays, there's a lot of creativity and there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of guys that will be here and they'll come up through here. There's a lot of guys that will see the ball coming past here and they'll come through here. But generally, as a rule, we don't want to straddle the bag and we want to set ourselves up in a position where we can make a quick V-tag. Let's go real quick and talk about third. So high-level baseball with a runner on first, second, or bases loaded, it's pretty uncommon that a ground ball is going to be thrown to third for a force out. But with young dudes, sometimes it's the best play to just get a lead runner. So if we have a ground ball that goes to shortstop with a runner on first and second or bases loaded, and our shortstop decides to come here for a force play, that's okay. Anything to first baseman or second baseman on a ground ball, we're probably getting a force out on that side of the field. But with runner on first and second or bases loaded, our shortstop might choose to come here and you might encourage your shortstop to come here. That's cool. Get the lead runner, get an out in whatever way is easiest. So let's get in this situation our third baseman to come here, similarly to previous bags. Set up on the outside of the bag with your toe on the bag so we can present a nice big target to our shortstop so we can get that first out. If our shortstop has to move to the inside of the second, third baseline, then we're just going to switch our feet to the other side. And now we're left foot, left toe on the base to get a force out over here, similar to how the shortstop had to do for a ground ball to first or second baseman. For a tag play, it's a lot easier at third base compared to the way the second baseman and shortstop have to work around second base. Third baseman, if there's a ball put in play that is on the outfield side of the second, third baseline, then we're going to be over here looking to make a V-tag, ball in the gap, ball to center field, even into right center field. Just as long as it's on this outfield side, we're looking to be out here to put that V-tag. Any ball put into play that is on the infield side of the second, third baseline, we're not going to be out here because any throw might get in the way of the base runner. Base runner gets hit, we lose the baseball, we lose the play. So anything that's on this side, the infield side, our third baseman is going to shift across and be left foot hugging the inside of the bag to make that catch and make that V-tag. There's a lot of variability that comes into these plays, as I said, around second base. There's a lot of variability at third. There's a lot of variability at first. So this is definitely one of those types of things that you want to work at with your kids, but don't be too strict about it. Don't be too rigid. Allow them to be creative and encourage them to be safe. We don't ever want to put our kids in the base path where they could have a collision or somebody gets spiked.